Hello and welcome to the Quebec channel. I am Jason, your host, and we're going to talk about adult stuff today because the narrative of the governments and that is definitely on this. Oh, we've got to protect the children. We've got to protect people from these deviants, from these people who do all these things because if you watch porn, if you watch anime, yes, if you watch anime, if you watch porn, if you do anything like that, then you're just this far away from molesting your children and stealing your children and all these kind of things, and it's or raping a woman. This is such a false narrative. It really is, and it's made things a lot worse. See, first of all, sexuality is something that we all deal with, and we're all unique. We all have our own likes and dislikes, our own fetishes, our own kinks, our own things. We all have them. They're there. And they should not be taboo. Yes, children shouldn't see it, but it shouldn't be taboo. It shouldn't be something. It should be something that fucking parents talk to their children about, so that they can navigate it safely. Not say, "Oh, this is wrong," because the minute you do that, you turn it into a different direction. But the thing is, I've always believed that if you have a sexually open society where people can talk about these things and explore these things in safe environments, then you get less of the bad stuff. Because whereas their whole thing is, oh, this is like a gateway drug. If you watch anime, if you will do this, if you're an adult and you watch anime, or if you're adult and watch hentai or porn and that, then you're 5 seconds away from raping your girlfriend or a woman on the street or molesting a young girl. Isn't how it works. If that worked, then everybody who played GTA fucking 5 would be going out there with guns and glorifying guns. Everybody who watched The Matrix, everybody who listened to hard death metal and that would be going out and trashing people. Everybody who watched ultra-violent films would go straight out and beat the crap. No, there is a minority of people who do not know the difference between right and wrong, who don't make the distinction, who don't live by the way that we know all those live, and these are a very tiny minority. And these are the people who do the school shootings. These are the people that go out and rape and all these kind of things. But they are not fucking influenced by thingy. They are not changed from a normal person to thingy. They've been like this all the time, and they need to be noticed in schools. They need to be flagged in schools so they can get help, proper mental health help, to stop them going in this direction. These rules don't stop them at all. What it does, and the danger about it, is twofold. As we've seen with the Catholic Church and other places, when you completely restrict sexuality, when you taboo it, when you stop it, when you stop people exploring all these things and you turn it into a complete negative, it comes out in a different way, in a darker way. It comes out in a way that will hurt more, because you can't, your libido, your these desires inside you are like a super user. They have full control up there. This is why we say never make a decision when you're horny. Never make a decision when you're horny, and the same kind of level, never do your weekly shops when you're hungry. It's a bad thing. You'll buy stuff, you'll do stuff. So you don't do that. But I want to tell you a little story about why this doesn't work. Well, but first we'll just continue this thread that I'm talking about here. So I believe that any kind of what ifs, any kind of sexuality, any kind of BDSM or anything like that, and as long as you're an adult, as long as you explore these things in a safe environment with consensual other adults, no harm. Watching anime, most people watch anime. You don't get off on just on anime. Watch hentai or watch tentacle stuff or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's fiction. It's not going to make you make that leap to wanting to do it in fucking real life. I kind of myself enjoy the whole demonic, succubus, hentai, tentacle, all that kind of aesthetic. To me, that's king. To me, that's absolutely fucking fun. I've yet to meet a succubus in real life or a tentacle demon. I don't know whether you have in that, but definitely never led me down a path to want to do anything like that in real life. Funny that, isn't it? But here's the second problem. When you created the online safety bill, you made it worse for children because you rang the dinner bell. You showed every child in the country that there's this taboo subject called porn. You told them all about it, and now they're going to go explore it. Think about the spike in VPNs as soon as that law came thing. A lot of that was tech-savvy children. And what do I mean by children? Well, I used to run an adult fiction website, 1998 to about 2008. Had a lot of stuff on there, a lot of kinky stories, a lot of fun adult people. It was a nice little community. But we had rules in place, we had it locked behind passwords and that, so that children couldn't get there. And we were pretty good at, if we found anybody who shouldn't be there, we removed them. And one day a friend of mine back then, who used to be the driver on one of those yellow buses in America, the wonderful, amazing buses, and he used to transport children from place to place. Now, the thing is, one day he came to me and said, you need to change the passwords in the system on the website. I said, why? He says, yesterday when I was driving, there was some kids in the back, and the acoustics of those buses, the best bus driver can hear pretty much fucking everything that goes on in the back of there. And he says there was a group of about 6 kids that were sharing the password for your website between each other, completely openly, sharing it with each other. And these were kids from around the age of 8, 9 and 11. So of course I implemented new rules. I put the password behind the form and the form registration on the form. I made it so I had to check the registration manually and things like that to stop it. But children are tech savvy. Children are horny. Children will find the way. Children at a very early age start to explore this kind of thing, and their parents, I always thought at the time, where the fuck are their parents? Why aren't the parents teaching them? Why aren't the parents helping them to navigate this stuff in a safe way? The government shouldn't be in control of this. It's like when you allow children to use a iPad or a computer or anything like that without being there with them, without teaching proper sunlight safety. And that doesn't mean just locking down the PC and the router so it can't go to the... Do you know what will happen? Your kids will access the router and change it. They will Google how to access the router. They will find out the password for the router. They will change it. They will turn off the children privacy stuff and things like that. Children are tech savvy. Children these days from 9, 10, 11 are way ahead of the curve when it comes to computers. So what you need to sit down with your child. You need to talk to them. You need to explain the things out there and explain the safe ways and to navigate these kind of things I know it might be uncomfortable, but if you don't, someone else out there will. And they might have ulterior motives. Because that's always the thing that bothered me the most. See, sometimes we had children who tried to access the adult website that I ran, both to write stories and to read the stuff. And all I could do was stop them. And when I found them, I thought, I'm rewarding them being honest or admitting who they are by basically kicking them off the site. But I had no choice. I had to do that. And my thought was, where they're going to end up next. Because there's far worse places than mine. There's places that there is no moderation, that very bad people do exist. And they're the kind of people these children will end up talking to. By tabooing and creating this online safety rule, you've made it worse. You've made it so much worse because you've made them all aware of it and aware that it's a taboo. And they will go after it. They will do things exactly like we used to. Well, not me, because I didn't never smoke, but that's like teenagers spend giving cigarettes out. They'll start give passwords to places. They'll start give workarounds. They'll start sharing software that avoids the system and allows them to get places. And some of this software will have spyware in, and some of it will open up their cameras to whatever is nefarious. By bringing in this thingy and making everything taboo, you've made it far worse. And you're blaming us, the adults, the people, instead of taking the right approach, which is teach the parents, teach the fucking children. If you teach your children right from wrong and you teach them how to do all these kind of things and to be safe, then that's the way to go. Instead of hiding it away, and therefore it's a taboo, it's something they'll go for. So, and I have watched probably a hell of a lot of porn. I used to be involved with BDSM. With Paola, I've explored erotic fiction. I've explored so many different things. And not one of them, the things that I've explored, has made me want to hurt a person in real life, has made me want to do harm to a child. I still believe in the innocence of childhood. I still believe that children grow up too quickly and are pushed into this by things like this online safety bill, because it's the group mentality. You'll have a few kids at school who are exploring this, and then they'll look cool and they'll start sharing stuff in the playground, and things will get passed between smartphones, and they fucking know how to get around all the child safety stuff. They know. If you think about it, back in my day, in 1990s, they were already passing away around passwords for adult sites. What kind of knowledge do you think they've got these days? And do you think there's anything that you could put in the way that they won't be able to navigate? All you've done is made it so that they won't come to you. They won't talk about it. Now that you've made it all dark and bad and not safe for work, is all this taboo stuff, they won't come to the parents about it. They'll go to their friends. They'll go to other people who they think are cool and might not be. That's the problem. The approach of this government has just made it so much worse. And it's sad to see. I would have loved to be a parent, I really would have. If Paola hadn't got cancer, I'm pretty sure that we would have made actually really good parents. But I'll never get that chance. So take care of yourselves, everyone. Bye bye.